If you want to work on your elbow hang and your active splits, then try this routine.
Welcome back to our channel for pole week once again.
Yeah, this week we have a routine that we do a lot from hanging from one elbow. Actually, it's not even two elbows, it's just one elbow. And we are also working a lot on our active flexibility with the split that we're doing in this routine.
Yes. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. On this channel, we talk all things aerial and we break down different routines across 4 apparatuses: aerial hoop, hammock, silks, and pole. So if you practice any of those apparatuses, especially at home, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't as yet, because it's a wonderful resource to have whenever you're training.
Yeah, and if you have aerial friends that you train with at home or that you train with outside of the studio, be sure to invite them to subscribe and join our community as well, because it would be awesome to have them as a part of our community. And it's also great for you to have access to all the resources that we've been putting together for you over the past few years.
Oh, of course, before we start, we need to do a quick safety check. So let's start by checking our equipment, make sure that everything is okay. Make sure that you check your rigging, and also make sure that you're working with a clean pole. I mean, like, I did the routine a couple times today and I wasn't as vigilant with cleaning the pole as we should be, and I almost fell off. So definitely make sure you have something handy to clean your pole, especially if you're using a lot of grip or if it's hot. Also, make sure that you have a crash mat. Don't practice without one under any circumstances. And then make sure that you warm up well and cool down well before and after you practice aerial at all times. We did say we're going to be working a little bit on our active flexibility, especially in our leg when we do an inside leg hook. So definitely doing some leg pulls will help, and making sure that you do some active drills at the same time while you're stretching before you start practicing. If you're looking for warm-up ideas, you'll find them in a playlist, which we'll leave right up here. So if you haven't warmed up yet, again, go do that first, then come back to this routine. Make sure you're wearing the right clothing, of course, for pole, little clothing. We are doing that inside leg hang. So if you practice in longer shorts, you might want to think about practicing in something a little shorter so that you can have your inner thighs free. And then, of course, make sure that you have your spotting buddy. Make sure you have someone to practice with at all times so they can be your GPS in the air, your cheerleader when you're down, and if something happens, they're there to help you out or call someone.
Yes. And guys, as always, we don't put the music that we choreograph this routine to in this video. This video is to give you a breakdown of the different poses and the transitions that we're doing in this routine. But if you want to see it synced up to the music, then we left you a short right ab here. This short is synced up to the music, but if it is longer than a minute, we will probably take off either the front or the back of it. And so instead, we invite you to come back to the channel on Friday when we will release a YouTube video with both of us doing it. For pole, our pole is a flying pole, and it's not as high as other poles. And so this video helps you to see the difference, that maybe where we are hooking, where we're straddling based on our heights. You can see I'm a lot shorter than Taylor is. And so you can see just differences that happen in the choreography that we do because of our different heights and so on. Just things for you to be mindful of when you are giving this routine a try. If you cannot wait until Friday though, then we welcome you to hop onto our Instagram accounts. We leave you links to those down in the description below. We post the routines that we do on Instagram before they go live on YouTube, so you can see it there, and it's available for you, before Friday if you can't wait until Friday to be able to see it. Now, the music that we're using for this routine is very slow, very pretty,
Beautiful.
so you want to know what song we're using and the timing in which we get started. We'll leave you a link to the song that we use and the timing down in the description below as well.
And now that we've covered everything, let's get started.
Surprise! Look who is here to help us break down the pole routine this week. Thank you, Karina, because I kind of did the routine way too many times this week and hurt my foot. I don't know what the pole had against me this week. So we start with our starting spin. Now we have one hand in forearm grip for Karina. That's her right hand. Her left hand is holding high above her head. When it comes to your feet, her left foot is behind her, and she is going to swing that forward in order to start the routine. And then when you swing forward, you're going to lift yourself up into your first climb. So Karina, you can go ahead and try that. Spin forward, lift yourself up to your first climb. So from your first climb, you're going to bring your body up, hold high, and bring yourself up into a second climb once again, and then you hook your elbow and sink your body down a little bit. Look at the angle of her elbow, and then you release your other hand and hold this pose for a little while. Now we're gonna show you the Betty Boop, but that is a strength intensive pose, so we'll do it from the floor first. So pay attention to the hand positioning. Our elbows are hooked, but they're kind of hooked at an angle. Notice that her fist is not facing her face, it's kind of angled down towards the floor. And you're squeezing carefully. You wanna think about like squeezing to make your wrist kind of touch your shoulder as you do that. Now your opposite hand, so for Karina, that is her left hand, that hand is pushing away. Your fingers are facing the floor, and so you want to think about pulling the pole down with your elbow while you push the pole away with your hand, and you want to make sure that you are engaging that forearm and keeping your hand straight so that you don't put too much pressure on your wrist. When it comes to your legs are sort of bent. Your butt is kind of stuck out a little bit, and you can see that Karina's legs, there's one bent and kind of back a little bit, and the other one is a little more forward but also slightly bent. When you add spin to it, it should look something like this. When you're done and you bring your legs back to the pole after that pose, then you're going to adjust your hands and come into a pole sit. Now when your pole sits, you're kind of leaning towards the side. Your inside hip is a little higher, your outside hip is lower, your leg is bent on top and the bottom one is pointing, and you're going to reach down, lower your body so you kind of look like you're reaching for something on the ground. From here, you're going to hold between your legs, kind of a little low, kind of do that with straight hand at the bottom, and then you're going to bring your straight leg behind the pole so you can tuck yourself into this ball here, as you see. Then from there, you're going to bring your legs back around the pole and rehook to bring your body low. Now, since we are on a flying pole, we come back to the ground, we release that hooked leg and we bring it behind us to add spin again, making sure that we stay under the rigging point. After you've added spin, you're going to climb up once again. So you're climbing twice, and then you're going to straddle and hook your inside leg. So straddle, hook your inside leg. Great. From there, you need to adjust your inside hand, release it, and it comes around your leg like this. As you can see, Karina is holding the pole with thumbs up. Her outside hand reaches down to hold the pole with thumbs down, and then she's going to release her inside leg to get this little splitty pose. From there, you bring your leg back to the pole and you lower your body to get into this pose. From there, you hold on to the pole and then you can dismount.
That was so much fun.
Thank you guys so much for training pole with us this week. We hope that you enjoyed it just as much as we enjoyed putting it together for you. Please remember to leave us a like before you leave. It really helps us to let YouTube know that you're enjoying our content. It also helps to tell the algorithm that they need to push our content out to more people, you know? And if you haven't subscribed as yet and you enjoyed training with us, remember to hit that subscribe button before you leave so that YouTube can see that you are enjoying our content and our community can continue growing.
Yes, this routine was very challenging. If you're looking for something to continue challenging yourself, check out the routine that we're leaving on screen for you. Has tons of fun upside down poses and spins. It's great for you to try. So we'll leave the dance video on top and we will leave the routine on the bottom. So you can try that when you're done with this one. Until next time, bye.